Hey girls, it's Wednesday.
Buddha, Brenda, Jessica, Susan, Scarlett, Buddha, papira, papa, scratadadidadada.
You know, I was originally writing a Twilight fanfiction. It was going to be kind of like a parody thing, but not exactly. Like, it was just going to like lightly spoof it and be some, not like a crack fic, because those are really annoying in my opinion, but just like a light parody, and then something that could actually happen, and then it somehow turned into a real story. So I didn't want to go along with that because that's scary. I decided to jump off and I started rewriting, and now I'm doing a Harry Potter fanfic. Now, normally I don't write Harry Potter fanfictions for this very reason. A lot of it's just fluff. I really hate romance. I'm sorry, I do. I used to love it, but I really, really hate it. I hate that genre. I mean, I don't mind a little bit here and there, like in the actual Harry Potter books. You know, it's light. It's like, it's not centered around the romance. I really hate that so much. I don't know. It's one of the biggest things that I hate. But unfortunately, it's the only thing I can kind of like semi-successfully write. I'm not a good writer. I feel if I did an action plot, which is what I read, it would just end up horribly. So I never want to write one of those. Besides, there are tons of mediocre romance plots out there, so I don't think adding one onto that pile will cause too much damage to the fan fiction network thing. Yeah, and if I'm looking like kind of off, it's because this is in front of my computer screen and I'm like a little bit to the right of the camera. So like I'm reading that, so I'm gonna start reading now. Severus, hurry up! You're gonna make us miss the train! A 14-year-old Lily Evans turned around to face me, and her shiny red hair spun around her head and her shoulders, making her green eyes look even more brilliant. She could see my empty face as my breath got caught in my throat. It usually does when I look at her. She turned around and ran ahead to the platform with her cart. "I'm coming!" I shouted, waking up from my daze. I grabbed onto my cart and ran after her. She glanced back, giving me a look that seemed to initiate a challenge. I sped up and the platform came into view. I increased my speed even more and flew through the wall. Lily tumbled in after me. Unfortunately, I stopped once I got to the real platform. A loud bang sounded, and when I looked up, Lily was on top of me and both of our carts were turned on our sides. We looked into each other's eyes, and I blushed about as red as her hair. She looked into my eyes, and she blushed as well. This moment probably only lasted a few seconds, but it seemed to last for days. I could have lived in that moment the rest of my life, and be just content with that. But Lily mumbled a quick apology and removed herself from my torso and proceeded to pick up her cart and help pick up mine. I drew myself out of my pensive quickly, not wanting to go on the dark memory of the train ride. I broke out a rare smile, once again returning to my memory, this time in my own mind. I still remember the way her hair smelled, the faint smell of her skin on mine that day. My smile darkened with the realization she was gone. A small tear slipped out from my eyes. I quickly wiped it away. It was time to teach the first class of the day. Yeah, it was really short. And I was listening to Lily by Ministry of Magic, and that's why I decided to write one about Lily and Snape, because although I'm glad she ended up with James, James is kind of a douche. I'm sorry. That's the thing I love about Harry Potter. All the characters have flaws, and I think that's totally awesome, because I like James, but I really don't like him. I mean, Lily is just kind of awesome. Harry, he's really cool, like the boy he loved and everything, but sometimes I just don't like him. But that's what makes him such an awesome protagonist. He's real. I think Snape and Lily had a little thing going on at first until, you know, the whole thing where he called her Mudblood, and Snape. I thought they were so cute. I cried when I read that about the whole Mudblood thing. Okay, that's my fan fiction. It's a lot shorter than the rest of y'all's, so I don't have to worry about the time constraints, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this quick little one shot, and Susan, I can't wait to hear yours tomorrow.